If you carry a folding knife for personal defense, the toughest part of your job in bringing that knife into play to defend your life is getting it out and getting it open so you can actually use it. Obviously, unlike a fixed blade knife where you simply draw the knife and immediately go to work, what you have to do with a folding knife is be able to draw the knife, get it out of your pocket, get it in hand, and then mechanically open that blade so that it locks open positively and you can actually use the knife to defend yourself. So one of the things that was developed a number of years ago is a thing called the Emerson wave, or the Emerson opening feature. There's a custom knife maker named Ernie Emerson. Ernie's a wonderful custom knife maker, also later on went into production knives as well. And this feature is basically an integral hook that is built into the spine of the blade. So what that hook does, if you place the knife in the pocket in a tip-up carry position, meaning the clip is attached to the butt end of the knife, as it's drawn from the pocket, if you carry it all the way to the back of the pocket, as it comes out of the pocket, what happens is that hook snags on the lip of the pocket and it actually rotates the blade into the open position. So it's actually opening the knife as it clears the pocket. There is no secondary action. So let's take a look at how this works. Again, I put it all the way to the back of the pocket this way, right up against the seam. I reach in with my thumb, I hook this way, and as I draw, notice how it's snagging the pocket, and if I open or if I draw in such a way that my hand is traveling toward the back of my body, kind of a rearward opening method, what you'll find is that draw stroke will allow the knife to open immediately, instantly, as it comes out of the pocket. So what the wave does is it takes a lot of the skill out of the deployment of the knife. Doesn't take all of it out, you still have to practice and train diligently, but it allows you to get the knife open a little bit more quickly, a little more readily with less skill. But at the same time, you have to be cognizant of the fact that it also kind of paints you into a corner as far as your deployment of the knife. What I mean by that is you have to be aware of your environment. Since your draw stroke goes to the rear, you have to have a clear range of motion to be able to get the knife out. If my back is against the wall, if I'm in confined quarters where I don't have that range of motion, what I have to do is be able to maneuver my body in such a way that I can still draw and open the knife without banging my elbow or limiting my range of motion. This is also good for people who have any kind of mobility issues. If you have arthritis, if you have any kind of dexterity issues with your fingers, or even strength issues that might make opening the knife in a traditional sense with a thumb opening a difficult thing for you, this is one way that you can speed things up. So what we do is we want to make sure that when it comes to the deployment, you work first of all on just the basic mechanics of getting the knife out, which again, carry it all the way to the back of the pocket, you reach in deep with your thumb, you draw and come to the rear this way. That's kind of the administrative way of opening the knife. Then we want to make sure we have a guard that goes along with it because you're drawing the knife in response to a contact distance threat. So what you're doing is you're guarding with this hand. Notice as I guard, if I have to clear a cover garment, in this case I'm simply scooping this up so I can get access to the knife itself. I'm guarding here. Here's my draw stroke. Nice solid opening from there. Then what you want to do is really challenge yourself. Put it into a context where it's like, I have to get the adrenaline up. I have to really challenge myself to be able to get the knife into play under stress. To do that, we'll have Thane Alexander come in and give me a hand here. So Thane, I've got a trainer, you got a trainer? Awesome. So what we're going to do is Thane is going to do a traditional opening method where he's got to do it as kind of a two-step opening. I'm going to do the wave opening. We'll show it from this side first so you can kind of see what it looks like from him. And the way that we're going to do this is by starting with a drill we call Who-Bud, and we're going to use that as a way of upping the adrenaline before we draw. So what happens is he goes to strike me, I'm defending here, wedging here, checking down. So you get a 1, 2, 3 motion, he gets the same thing. So we have this drill, it's a viable defensive action, and it's also something that because it's a reciprocal drill, it allows us to actually move and get some speed going. This ups the performance anxiety, and when we get ready to apply the application, what I would really do is I would strike his eyes here. So if he were attacking, I would defend, bang, my eye strike would be right there. Obviously, he's not wearing high-speed eye protection. I'm not going to hurt my partner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate the effect of that eye strike by pushing his shoulder. So he strikes 1, 2, 3. That push would simulate that strike. That's also what allows me to earn my draw as far as bringing my knife into play. From his perspective, that also knocks him off balance and now challenges him even more to be able to bring his knife into play. So what we do is go back and forth a little bit this way, get that adrenaline going. When I decide to move, boom, I push him off, I guard, I draw. Notice that I got my knife out quite a bit quicker than he did. He is not only on the receiving end of that push, but also his draw stroke is a little bit more complicated. Let's do-si-do. So again, we're working the drill here. Boom, I push him off. Nice, good fast draw. So what you saw there, Thane's skill shined through. We basically got our knives open just about the same time. But my action was a lot simpler. I had less to think about because I simply draw the knife, it opens automatically as it comes out of the pocket. With all this stuff, you still have to train. But by having the wave feature, the Emerson opening feature, what it does is it minimizes the amount of training that you need, allows you to get better results sooner. It's still a mechanical device though, so it's something that you have to think about and say, okay, can I make this thing work reliably? It is a little bit harder on your pants. It's also something that works best with jeans and heavier material and not so much with dress pants. So like with anything else that has to do with concealed carry, what you have to do is put it into context as far as who you are, the type of clothes you wear, the environment you work in and everything else, and make sure it's a good fit for you. But it's definitely something worth considering.